Hi, Mr. Smith. How are you today? Oh, that's good. And who is this lovely new puppy that you have? Oh, Flossie. Oh, she's lovely. She a Labrador. Oh, wow. Yes, a purebred. Oh, that's really nice. How long have you had her for? Oh, just a week now. Oh, well, she seems to be settling in really nicely. That's nice to see. How can I help you today? Okay, alright, so you've just got some questions about breeding with Flossie. Sure, obviously it's quite a big subject, but definitely something I can give you sort of a bit of help with. And we do actually have a couple of brochures here that do have some information written down as well, so you're more than welcome to take those home and have a bit of read of those. But what sort of questions do you have? Okay, sure, so you're just wondering when's best to breed from Flossie. Well, I mean, first we should probably sort of look, it's really important if you're choosing a dog to breed from, that she is sort of obviously behaviourally and sort of physically well enough for breeding. So you said she's a purebred Labrador. Which breeder did you get her from? Okay, alright, so you got her from the Animates, just round the corner. Okay, and has she come with some vaccination records and pedigree paperwork as well? Okay, alright, so you got a vaccination book, that's good, and she's all up to date with her vaccinations? Excellent, so that's a really good start. But she doesn't have your pedigree paperwork. Okay, so obviously a pedigree dog is sort of, you need the proof of the pedigree. So pedigree just sort of shows their ancestors just going back sort of several generations, and that's a really good place to start to sort of determine if she's going to be a good dog to breed from, because you can sort of look into her sort of her relatives, so especially like her parents and her grandparents, and if you're able to even just go and visit them and just see what they're like temperament wise, and just sort of check their sort of health records as well. That's sort of a good place to start. So definitely I would say your first port of call would be to go to Animates and just see if you can get that pedigree paperwork. If in fact she's not a pedigree, in that she doesn't have any proof of her lineage, you know, it would be questionable as to whether she would be a good start. You know, if it is sort of quality purebred Labradors that you're looking to breed, she may not be sort of the ideal sort of stock. The other thing to look into is regardless is definitely, I mean, she's only 5 months old at the moment, so you wouldn't start to breed her till sort of her third, sort of, since she's been in season, like, you want to her third season, so normally she's going to be about 2 years old before that's ready. Any sooner and she's just you know, she's not ready, and she's going to be, you know, it's going to be physically hard for her to sort of produce healthy puppies, and we're going to sort of compromise her health as well, so we definitely don't want that. So you've got lots of time to think about it. The other thing too, with Labradors in particular, is we worry with the hip and joints, so she would need hip and elbow scoring. Again, that's something that you do about 12 months of age, and that we can do the x-rays here in the clinic, and basically we take x-rays of those joints, and then they get sent off to an independent review, and she gets scored. So we only want to be breeding from dogs that have, you know, obviously that are not going to have hip dysplasia and are not going to pass it on, because it is hereditary and will be passed on to the puppies. So that's, you know, that's something we want to avoid. And I know, you know, you're doing the right thing, you're researching, you want to produce quality puppies. So obviously, you know, if it turns out that Flossie did have these conditions, you know, again, that's not going to be something you're wanting to pass on. Dogs also can have, there's several sort of genetic eye conditions that Labradors can have, and it's something that a blood test can sort of rule out some of those, and also if you go to an eye specialist, they can test for those conditions as well. So again, if you're sort of serious about thinking to do this with Flossie, that would be another thing to sort of look into as well. Is there any other questions that you have? Alright, well, what I would say is, you know, go home, have a read. You know, breeding, like I say, it's not something to be to go into lightly, and it is a really large subject, but definitely something I'm more than happy to talk to you about again if you do have any more questions. And the New Zealand Kennel Club website, their information is in there. They're a really good source of information, and even go and talk to other breeders. I would say reputable sort of kennel club breeders, they can help you a lot as well. And like I say, feel free to come in. Even, I mean, have Flossie, just having a general health check with a vet is a good sort of first start. So, you know, if you're welcome to come book her in for a consultation with a vet, and they can give you more information as well. Alright, well, it's been lovely to see you today, Mr. Smith, and lovely to meet you, Flossie, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.